Hello, and today is Holy Thursday. Today we have the opportunity to reflect on who Jesus is as a servant leader. And as we ponder how Jesus loved and served his disciples, we too can reflect on how we can imitate Jesus in his servant leadership within our homes. Because the domestic church begins within our homes. Right now, yes, the physical structures, the church buildings, they are closed, but the church, we the people of God, is not closed. Because we are very much alive and we can be church to one another. And in this day where we remember how Jesus washed the feet of his disciples, we also remember that he did not exclude anyone from this gesture of love. Judas, who would betray him. Peter, who would deny him not once, but 3 times. And the beloved disciples. Everyone had the opportunity to receive that unconditional love, that perfect love from Jesus. And we too are invited, as we remember this gesture of love, we're invited to imagine ourselves within that scene. Because again, the spirit of the church, it begins within our homes. So I invite you, because it's such a powerful image, to recall that for Jesus to wash the disciples' feet, he had to kneel. And he knelt before each one of his disciples because he respected, honored, and loved them. And so too, Jesus kneels before each one of us because he created us out of love. He values what he created, and we're invited to value ourselves as well. And so it's such a powerful image to imagine Jesus kneeling there before you. And we must imagine ourselves. And Peter, as you know, he had a hard time imagining himself in that scene. He was physically there. He says to Jesus, this is in John 13, he says, "Never, you shall never wash my feet." And Jesus replied to him, "If I do not wash you, you can have nothing in common with me." So we must allow God to love us. We must imagine ourselves in this scene so that as we receive the love of God, we can pour that back out into the world and express love to others. So today, I invite you to reflect on Jesus' servant leadership and how we too can do the same in our households. How can we praise and have gratitude for each person in our house? How can we honor or respect each person in the house? Maybe to honor means to yield like Peter did, to allow himself to be loved. Maybe it's better to be loving than to be right. And then finally, how can we serve one another within our houses? And so in doing this, I pray that we may all have the grace to allow ourselves to be loved so that we may love others.